So what I'm doing is using this flap disc sander. It goes on a regular grinder. You can see all these layers of sandpaper here. And it spins at extreme speeds, and it kind of gets worn down to where it actually doesn't bite too much, but if you push down hard enough, it'll grind quite a bit of material away pretty quickly. And it doesn't matter if you hit metal, they work on metal, wood, plastic, everything. And so you can just really shape, and I use it to make a nice radius on everything. Meow, 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 meow. Back with some of this bondo glass here. Fill it in, wait till it cures, and sand it again and make it a nice little radius. Pretty easy.
If you have a brand new flap disc sander, you're gonna have to be extra careful because it'll actually take the corner right off of this, but mine's a little worn down. So I just stick to it for just a minute. You can see it hits the screw, no problem. And then I can feel a little lip on there, so I just go and flatten it to the side panel until I can't feel a lip, and I can see it discoloring, taking a very slight layer off of the side. So then I know it's pretty flush. Do that until it's so smooth, and then I kind of cut the corner off and radius it out. Just kind of go over it a few times so it looks like it has a nice smooth radius. And it's kind of a satisfying feeling to be able to shape it and sculpt it like this, and it's just my favorite tool, and it is one of my favorite methods.
I still need to fill this with bondo and shape it nice. If you were to use a router, you guys should all know by now that you got to have a radius on this in order for your fiberglass, or even your poor man's fiberglass fabric, in order so that it doesn't bubble out on either side. It's got to be a nice radius. But if you were to try to get a router on here with the radius edge, since this is not a 90-degree angle, it'll push out weird and it'll barely touch it, and it's just a bigger pain in the butt than it's worth. So this might be a little much, but I'm going to do it here and here and any other spot that I need to, and then maybe if I have extra, I'll start filling these little screw holes. I just leave my screws in there. A lot of people don't do that, but until I get it glassed up, these are kind of still structural, so I got to keep them in there or I'm screwed. Now it's really cold in here, so I can mix this pretty hot. I can do a lot more hardener so it dries quicker, but I have a feeling it's not going to go very fast either way. Basically what I'm saying is I can go on the hot side. That's way more than I need, but I think it's going to be okay because I'm not a very patient fella. So with this bondo stuff, you want to do circles instead of whipping it like that, because you don't want to introduce a whole bunch of air bubbles into it. This is true with all bondo products. You do circles like this. It's also not acting normal because it's so cold. But this stuff creates its own little heat, so. Now I'm just using the squishing motion to help mix it together. And once it's a uniform color, you can go down here and fill in these little gaps like that. Leave it a little heavy because it shrinks a little bit, and you don't want to go back and have to add more, so just err on the side of too much. So that kind of heavy there. That screw is still proud. See how that goes. So I'm going to use the rest to just start filling in these little screw holes. Just smush it in there, scrape off the excess, leave it a little proud. Once it starts clumping up, you might as well just quit because it's already setting up, and then it's no good after that. And it's just about to start clumping up here, so almost done with my workable time. That's about all I'm getting out of that batch.
Well, it's too cold for resin outside and too stinky for resin inside, so I decided to do poor man's fiberglass with wood glue. Tune in next week, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to see my poor man's fiberglass with a kid's Superman sheet. Thanks for watching.